Hi ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be going over part to whole ratios and the practice section of the lesson. So the first problem, Matthew's ratio of Wii games to Xbox 360 games is 3 to 8. If he has a total of 187 games, how many Wii games does he have and how many Xbox 360 games does he have? So our first step, since we know he has a total of 187 games, we want to add up our ratio for the Wii to the Xbox games. So we're going to add our 3 plus 8, and that's going to give a total of 11 games in that simplified ratio. So now we can set up two separate ratios for the Wii games to the total. So the Wii is 3 and the total is 11, and we know there are 187 total games. So we're going to have to figure out what are we multiplying 11 by to make that 187. So let's do that division. 187 divided by 11. It's going to go in one time with a difference of 7. And 11 goes into 77 7 times. So we're multiplying by 17 here. So that means 3 times 17 would give us the number of Wii games. And 3 times 17 is 51. So there are 51 Wii games. We're going to set up a separate ratio for the Xbox games. Right, Xbox to, and we can do the total again. That was 8 to 11. You could have also set it up to the Wii, that's okay. We know that 11 times 17 gives us the 187, so we'd have to do 8 times 17 to give us the number of Xbox games. And I'm going to do that on the side here. I don't know that off the top of my head. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 13. So that means there are 136 Xbox games. And I'm just going to rewrite it here on the side. 51 Wii games and 136 Xbox games. All right, question number 2. Students are surveyed about TV shows. The ratio of students who would watch The Loud House to students who watch The Amazing World of Gumball is 11 to 7. If there are 126 students, how many watch The Loud House and how many watch The Amazing World of Gumball? So again, we're going to have to, since we know there are 126 students altogether, we're going to add up our 11 students that watch The Loud House plus 7 that watch The Amazing World of Gumball. That's 18 students altogether. That's our total. So we're going to set up Loud House to total, and that would be 11 to 18. We want to know 18 times what is 126. I'm going to have to do some trial and error here. I know it's going to be under 10 because 10 times 18 is 180. Let's try times 7. So 8 times 7 is 56. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. So it looks like we're multiplying by 7, so I'm going to multiply the numerator by 7 as well. That gives us 77 students who watch The Loud House. Then I'm also going to set it up with The Amazing World of Gumball. I'll just put A for AG for Amazing World of Gumball and total. And that is 7 students that watch The Amazing World of Gumball to 18 students total. And again, we're multiplying 18 times 7 to make that 126. So we're going to multiply 7 times 7 to make 49 in our numerator for that equivalent ratio. So that means if I spell it all out here, 77 watch The Loud House and 49 watch The Amazing World of Gumball. I'll just put AWG there for short form because I'm running out of space. All right, let's go on to question number 3. Students were surveyed about their favorite subjects. 23 students like math for every 9 students who like gym. How many students like math and how many students like gym if there are 192 students? And we're going to assume that that 192 answers is only for math and gym. And we're going to go back to our original ratio of 23 for math and 9 for gym and add those two numbers together. That's going to give us 32 students altogether. That's our total. So when we set up our separate ratios, the total will be on the bottom. We'll do math to total. And there are 23 who like math out of 32 total students. And again, 192 total students, that's going to match up in the denominator. We want to know 32 times what is 192? And I'm going to take a guess here. I know it's not going to be 5 because 5 times 2 is 0. We'll try times 6. So I know 30 times 6 is 180. That's pretty close to the 192. So 6 times 2 is 12. And 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So it looks like we're multiplying by 6 here. We're going to do the same thing in the numerator. 23 times 6, that's 18. Carry the 1 up. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So there are 138 students who like math. And we'll set up the same thing over here, comparing gym to the total. There were 9 students who like gym out of 32 total students. And we said that 32 times 6 gives us the 192 total students. So that means we have to multiply 9 times 6, excuse me, in our numerator. And that's 54 students who like gym. I'm running out of space here. I'm just going to write it on the side. 138 like math, and 54 like gym. All right, on to question number 4. The ratio of students who wear glasses to the total students is 2 to 5. If there are 84 total students, how many do not wear glasses? Okay, so we know that 2 students wear glasses. There are 5 total students. So that's going to be a 5 to 2. And actually, I'm going to do the subtraction here. 5 total students minus 2 that wear glasses is going to give us 3 who do not wear glasses. No glasses. And we're going to have to set up our ratio here. No glasses to total. And no glasses is 3, total is 5. We're setting up a ratio where there are 84 total students, and we want to know how many do not wear glasses. Now, sometimes this happens. I notice we can't multiply 5 times a whole number to make 84. It's going to be a decimal or a mixed number, and that's okay. In the end, we're going to have to round because we are talking about the number of students. So every once in a while, we will come across a question like this. So we have 84 divided by 5. And I know I'm going to run out of space for my division here, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. All right, so 5 goes into 8 once. We have 3 remainder. I'm going to bring the 4 down. And 5 goes into 34 6 times. That's 30. So we have 4 remainders. So it's 16 and 4/5. 16 and 4/5 is the same as 16 and 8/10, which is the same as 16.8. I would rather multiply with a decimal when I multiply with the 3 rather than the mixed number, so I don't want to have to change that 16 and 4/5 into an improper fraction. So we're going to multiply 3 times 16.8. And let's see what we come up with. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20. And 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. We're going to move our decimal point over there. So it's 50.4. Now we can't have 50.4 students, so we're going to round that down to 50 students. So there are about 50 students who do not wear glasses. All right, let's go on to number 5. Miss Nagy likes the green and yellow M&Ms the best. She put 135 green and yellow M&Ms in a bag to eat later. If the ratio of green to total M&Ms is 4 to 9, how many yellow M&Ms are in the bag? So we have a ratio of green to total. And that is 4 to 9. And we want to know how many are yellow. Well, if we subtract the total and the green, that's going to tell us how many yellow there are. So we have 9 minus 4. That's going to give us 5, which is the number of yellow M&Ms that are in the bag. All right, so if I set up my ratio of yellow to total, we would have a total 5 yellow and 9 total. And I know in my matching ratio here, there are 135 in the bag. That's our total. So 9 times what would give us 135? Let's do that division on the side. 9 goes into 13 once. And when we subtract, we have a difference of 4. So I'm going to bring the 5 down. 9 goes into 45 5 times. And so it looks like 9 times 15 gives us 135. So we're going to do 5 times 15 for the numerator, and that is 75. So that means there are 75 yellow M&Ms that are in the bag. All right, and for our challenge here, the ratio of flour to sugar in a cookie recipe is 1/2 to 1/4. If 4½ cups of both ingredients were used, how much of each ingredient is used? So I think I would prefer to set up a ratio table here, flour, sugar, and total. I know flour is 1/2, sugar is 1/4, so altogether that's 3/4 of both ingredients. So I'm going to skip count in my total here until I get to 4½ cups, and I know 4½ cups is the same as 9/2, which is the same as 18/4. All right, so I'm going to skip count and increase by 3/4 each time. That's 6/4, 9/4, 12/4, 15/4. And finally, I'm at 18/4. That's the same as 4½, so I can stop there. And then for flour and sugar, I'm going to skip count by those amounts as well. So this is going to be 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, which is a whole, 5/4, and finally 6/4, which is the same as 1½. Right? If I reduce that to 3/2 and then over to 1½. All right, and then for the flour, I'm going to skip count by 1/2. So 1, 1½, 2, 2½, and then finally to 3. So we have 3 cups of flour and 1½ cups of sugar. All right, if you have any questions, please ask me in class, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.